In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Hold your horses, C3 Panther family, because me and Tony are fashionably late to our own party. But it's our own party, baby. It's okay. Welcome back to another edition of the C3 Film Room. I'm your host, Cody Lashley, joined by my partner in crime, aka the professor himself, Tony Dunn. Tony, what's going on, bro?
It is my fault that we're late, Mr. Tim Estes. My man, my friend. I love this dude. Like, actually, I really do love this guy. Like, he has been such an avid supporter of this podcast. And I thank all the people there in the chat room for their support. I'm ready to hang out, man. I'm ready for my man, Cody Lashley, to excite me about a person that will not be on the Carolina Panthers. That is the old man curmudgeon view that I have. And I swear to God, Cody, we're going to turn these film rooms, we're going to turn all of this into Cody Lashley trying to convince Tony Dunn he should care. And I think it's time for me to care. Convince me, baby. Convince me.
Sure thing. Well, I was able to do it last week. And just like you know my skills in the debate, I can convince some people to take a stance that they didn't previously have. Look, last week we looked at Ikem Ekwonu and how this guy was a dominant run-blocking left tackle that would fit the type of mold that Matt Rule wants this offense to be under. Well, today we are looking at the yin to Ikem Ekwonu's yang.
Ooh.
We are talking about none other than Charles Cross, the 310-pound, 6'5", redshirt sophomore left tackle from Mississippi State. He was the left tackle in Mike Leach's offense, which is an air raid offense. So unlike Ikem Ekwonu, this man is the truest definition of a pass protector. Tony, last time we did this, you were talking about, man, I never see this Ikem guy dropping back in some true pass sets. Well, let me tell you.
And that was just a highlight video, Cody. And I know it wasn't just a highlight video, but it was like a 20-minute highlight video. And it was like 9 minutes in before we saw one.
But today, you are going to see the very polar opposite of that, because my man is an athletic, fleet-footed left tackle who was asked to pass protect a ton. So we're going to jump into the film room here. Listen, we're not even going to worry about monetizing these videos because they're going to copy strike us anyway. If you enjoyed these film rooms, please consider donating down below to either my or Tony's Cash App. It would be much appreciated. Helps us to continue to do these film rooms. Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's jump in to the film, and chat room, let us know if we run into any snags along the way, and we will see to them. But first up, we are going to examine the film from Mississippi State's game against LSU and the LSU Tigers. Cross is out here living on the edge. Let's take a look at what they do. So instantly, one of the things that I want people to notice about him is that he doesn't have the he does not have the T-Rex arms that Brady Christensen was so cursed with. But even right here, the second play in the game, 2nd and 5, you see he does a good job getting his hands on the inside chest of the defender and pushing him out. Even there, right away, we see some run blocking as well. So it's not like Cross can't do it, but it isn't something that he's asked to do all the time. But you see right there, he has good vision, moving up to the second level. And he's a very powerful man. One of the things that you're going to be able to notice from his film is that when he does get his hands on you, he is angry and aggressive. This man does not get bull rushed easy. He has a really good anchor, knows when to drop his hips and set his weight and prevent a a big time pass rush from coming his way. This is the type of guy who does have very similar measurables to Brady Christensen. 6 foot, 6'5", 310 pounds. It has me even wondering if Matt Rule would want to see him put on some
I
more
can
weight.
look at his arms already and tell they're longer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but I'm talking from
And
a
be
weight perspective.
sarcastic in a way because it's really an inch and a half. But I guess it probably does show. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that it sounds ridiculous to talk about a 1 inch difference on your arms, but like every inch is being 6'8" bigger than 6'7"? Think so.
I mean, the real thing that I'm worried about with Matt Rule is wanting Charles Cross to beef up and put on more weight. Pretty much the opposite of what he
How
wants
much does he weigh, you
Deontay
said?
Brown to do. 310 pounds. So he's not small, but
No, that's
he's had
perfect.
to put on a little bit of weight over his career. But look at the snap right here. The edge rusher doesn't beat him outside and is able to switch his feet back, prevent the inside move.
That's good.
Defender tries to go back around, and Charles Cross keeps him clean the entire time. He does a good job at reading and reacting. So a lot of the times,
so I have a question as a non-film viewer right here.
Yeah.
Right, or as somebody who doesn't care about any of this. You're trying to convince me I should care. That guy looked smaller than him by a large margin. If we go back to that play where you get the double, you know what I'm saying? Like where the guy, like he looks like he has a physical advantage over him.
He does. Well, so my thing is this: you have to beat the guy.
I want to celebrate it, but it just
you.
isn't that cool.
Well, but here's the deal. So we're only looking at one bit of film here. We're against LSU, but LSU is known for having really athletic edge rushers and pass rushers. And one of the things that you can see right here is one of the things when you're in a pass happy offense, it's not letting that edge rusher beat you to your back foot. And if you notice, that's one of the things that he is really good at. And even in the run blocking department, he knows where the running back is going. He sees the coming linebacker right here and does a good job of getting his hands on him and keeping a clear run lane for the running back. Long arms, aggressive, he's powerful. And look at him moving upfield, too. He has a motor on him. He's always looking for extra work, going upfield, trying to find blocks. Now, not a whole lot right there, but, he's always looking for
He looks
extra
very
work.
athletic. I would give you this. It's like right away, he looks like if you're telling me this guy's what, 6'7"? How tall is he?
6'5".
Okay, 6'5". He looks lean, athletic. So you're right. As Matt Rule might say, oh, you could get bulk up, and he might get big more man strength, but you actually want that big man moving like that to begin with. I think he doesn't look undersized. He looks athletic for his size, and I do think that quick feet. The worst thing I think is that when you watch some of these guys that are tackles, and you see them do that, what is that, kick step?
Yeah.
And I mean, they do it fast. They're moving their feet as fast as they can, right? And you're like, man, all right, you moved your foot that fast, but the rest of your body ain't moving that fast. Like your hips ain't very fluid and flexible. He looks fluid, like his hips is where I see it.
And look, this play right here is a good indicator of that. Here we have Charles Cross at the bottom of the screen. Play starts, and the defender tries to beat him inside. Mm-hmm. So he goes inside, and then the defender tries to do a spin move back to his outside.
That's where the clunky dudes get beat.
Right, but Charles Cross is not.
And then he comes back to the outside.
He reacts well, gets his hands on him at the inside of his chest, so his hand placement is good. I've really been impressed with what I've seen from Charles Cross. I've watched.
I can see that.
Yeah,
pass protection, man, is right, dude. And that's what you want with your left tackle. You don't need him to be the road grader.
No, and if you look at his athleticism, it doesn't seem to me like much of a stretch that he would be able to be a better run blocker. And again, it's not that he can't do it, but he needs to be asked to do it a little bit more. Another good play where he's able to get his hands on the defender and lead the edge rusher away. And he's a powerful guy. And another thing that I think we're learning.
Let me ask
Tony,
you this. As someone, you got to convince me in this show to care, right? I mean, that's kind of what these film reviews have turned into.
Nice
you
pass
convincing me to care. Last week, you convinced me to care about this prospect because of how kind of just brutal he was.
Strong.
Brutal. Yeah, and I mean, he was big on the move, this and that. So here, what would be the criticism of last week's prospect, right? The guy that we're looking at, you would say this is that we want to see more athleticism in his pass protection, but we don't know because we don't get to see it, right? That would be the criticism. In this case right here, you would say we want to see the brutality of that guy we saw last week in run protection. But what I'm thinking here, Cody, is I haven't seen anything that indicates he's soft.
No.
That's what I'm looking at here. Is I don't know. I haven't seen him road grade people, but he doesn't look like he's playing soft. I know that was a circuitous way of getting to that. I'm just trying to say is I want to see him road grade people, but what I do see him doing is not playing a softy soft and being athletic. I like it.
And look at the aggression right here too. Again, the defender tries to beat him back to the outside, and he does a good job at using those long arms and locking out. Now, we don't see the back end of the play, but this guy tries to do a swim maneuver underneath, and Charles Cross is a step ahead of it every single bit of the way, pushing him back to the outside. This guy, he is a super athletic tackle, and he has good eyes. He has good vision. So to me, when you have good vision,
fast his hands. That's what
when you have good
hands come up.
When you have good vision, look how he's able to clear that run lane
outside.
Out
Too much outside
for the running back.
That's a hold in the NFL right there.
Look, all right, so there you go. Moves up to the second level. So this is something that you're going to want to see more of. So this is him creating that run lane. Let's check this out again. Pushing the defender inside, making a good lane for his running back. So again, that's that kind of aggression that you were talking about with Kim. You see that a lot in Charles Cross's game as well. And then right here, he's able to split the edge defender and the tackle, move up to the linebacker, and move him out of the way. Now, he was stonewalled right there. Okay. But if he was able to get by, that would have been a run lane. That would have been a good run lane for that running back to be able to go through. And again,
I like that play better right there.
Functional play strength. Functional play strength is so important at the left tackle position.
Flag. There, I just saw 2 flags there, man.
Dude,
go back to that. I'm telling you. All right, I said that other one was a hold, but go back a little bit. Couple more it is a mad hold. Look, done hold.
Offensive linemen are holding every play. You get called for it or you don't. But one of the things that I like
them
about
run plays, man. But in the NFL, they call all that shit, bro. They call all that.
Not all the time. I mean, look, there's holding on just about. You're either getting called for it or you're not getting called for it. But look, Tony, there's one of the plays right there that you wanted to see that aggression on the line of scrimmage. When my man gets his hands on you, he is bulldozing people off the line.
Yeah.
Now, once again, the running back is stifled in the backfield. But, I mean, this is the kind of aggression and physicality that you want from your starting franchise left tackle. Does a good job holding the edge. We'll look at a few more from this LSU tape, and then we'll move on to our next one. So, again, LSU just pretty much couldn't do anything with him. I mean, look at him just bulldoze 23. Does a good job reading leverage and understanding where the defender's probably going to go first. I mean, in the NFL, which is such a pass-happy league at the moment, look at him, man. Keep him still. That requires one more look right there, Tony. Let's go back a little more. But look how long my man is
I
able
like that.
to stonewall this play right here. Does a good job keeping his hands on him.
Look how long them arms look there. They're gonna love that.
There's some Matt Rule
what was
arms
that?
right there.
I want to see the time. Everybody looked tired there too. That defensive end ain't doing shit. Man, exhausted. I like that. I mean, if he's tired, then that means
two defenders.
Oh,
by
let's
the way.
see what he does after this. I want to see what he does in 99. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
He got punched in the face. I thought he was gonna go back after him.
Let's check out this play one more time. But look, he basically has to take on two defenders. There's a little bit of a stunt, it looks like. Yeah, there is a stunt, and he's able to do a good job using his arms and aggression to push off and keeping him clean. And look, picks up the stunting defensive tackle that comes around, Cross is aware of it, gets his hands to the inside, keeps him clean. The more
One
and
more
more
time, run that back because we've had terrible problems with stunts.
Yes, we have. Say that again. Terrible time. So that's one stunt defended.
Yeah.
And then
there's the
blocks the edge rusher.
This is probably the important one right here.
Keeps him inside. Yeah. The defensive tackle comes around. Boom, hands inside.
Right there. That's a smart play right there.
That's a
sack for the Carolina Panthers this past year. Boom, sack.
Boom. Marcus
Usually they stunted inside though rather than outside against us, but no, I like that already. I haven't seen.
Well,
have you seen a red flag yet?
No, not yet. I
haven't seen one red flag for this guy.
From this
film. If we draft him and I'm looking at this film right here, I'm gonna be like, I understand. Excited.
Oh, that's another good rap, man. See, again, number 0 or whoever it was in this game, he just had nothing for my man.
I want to remind everybody watching the show right now, we appreciate you guys' support and your input. Tell us what you want the Carolina Panthers to do in this draft, who you want us to review and look at the film next. Jump in the comment section, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, share, and you can see how to support the show down in the comment section, the little ticker. We are not monetizing these videos because you can't. And second of all, we don't do this to monetize. We do this because on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. each and every week, we give free effing therapy. Think about that. In the pandemic, it has been cooler and more normalized to go to therapy, and we were ahead of the curve. The C3 Panthers podcast been doing this on Tuesday nights, giving that therapy session to Panther fans in the good and the bad. Talk it out with us. Tell us who you want us to draft. Cody, we haven't even mentioned each and every year we have a fantastic draft party.
Oh, yeah. That's my first time on the show.
We got to plug that. We got to sell it. You know, I'm not a good salesman. We don't sell ourselves enough. We have I would say this is I don't know if anybody's been doing this as long as we have when it comes to a live draft party, watching the draft. I'm talking about on the internet, period. Find somebody, go find somebody else who has watched the first round of the draft for their team for the last 8 years live, bringing in guests, bringing in the calls. And that's not a brag. I think we may be the only people that I know that do it. And I cannot wait for Cody Lashney to call the pick again. You called your shot last year, bro. You called the shot. I got the tape. I got the receipt. Thank you, Cody Lashney. I can't wait to hang out with you on draft night. Convince me more about Mr. Cross.
So you were not sold with the talent that he was having to go up against LSU.
Right. You're right.
Well, let me raise you Alabama. And they had one of the better pass rushers this year in a player by the name of Will Anderson. Now, I'm not sure how many times Will Anderson is on Charles Cross in this game, but we will see. So Again, long, strong, powerful arms. Very first play, you see him with good hand placement, getting his hands on the defender, keeping his quarterback clean. Let's continue to see what he does. They've got a trips right formation. Now they pull the offensive line, or they slide the offensive line to the right. He does a good job of getting on the inside shoulder of the defensive end, which is very impressive. My man is agile. He is a mover.
That's
man.
what I saw right away. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
very athletic.
I'm not an expert, but the eye test tells you fluid hips.
So look at this. We had a nice stunt pickup against LSU. How about another one for you? Pushes 18 to the inside, recognizes the stunt coming.
Again,
hands
that's
on
the
the
same
inside,
play. That's the same good
and puts
play
him right
against
up,
a different
man.
team. Against a good team.
So
I
listen,
like that. You know what? I like him looking for the second block.
Yes.
And I don't
for
know.
sure.
I'm not a doctor, as you've heard in the Debate My Take, which we recorded earlier. But I like the second block because I feel
Yes.
like there's a certain level of accountability that comes with that. Like, as you said, you could say I made my block, the first one, but the second one, gravy.
And Tony, just based on some of the things that I'm seeing, I mean, and dude, look,
That's a
number
good rep.
18.
Look
right?
at that.
Yeah,
I would say that. I'm all about
holds him
that
out.
rep.
Yeah, he holds number 18
Win.
away from him
The
the
win.
entire time. I'm willing to say right now that for my money, and of course there's Evan Neal in this draft too, but Charles Cross is probably the most athletic tackle prospect in this draft class. I think when he goes to the combine, he is going
This is a
to
big one.
he's going to do very well in the
See how he
dancing
handles
bear
this one.
drill, that the kick set that I was just talking to you about. But this next set that you were looking at, Tony, number 15 for
Coming after it.
for Alabama, that's Will Anderson, and he had numbers that were comparable to Aiden Hutchinson, the Michigan defensive
All right.
lineman.
So
That's
top
projected to go
talent.
top. Will Anderson was a freshman this year and was putting up those kinds of numbers.
All right.
This guy's a future top 3 pick. Let's see what Charles Cross does. Tracks him well to the outside.
The speed move.
Oh,
So it's all
good.
speed, right? How many people? Let's line it back up. It's a pass and play for people that are listening. You can listen to this on the podcast. But it is, look, they are rushing. Hold on. They rush four, but one is a linebacker.
Yep.
Or a corner, it looks like. So they sent 3 defensive linemen, 2 edge rushers, and 1 up the middle, right? That's what they have to deal with on this pass and play. And maybe I counted it wrong. But he went a speed move. That's what he was trying to do, just straight beat him to the outside.
Yep. Quarterback threw an interception on the play too. But look, man, he's able to use those
balance.
arms.
Look, balance. He's not off kilter, right? It's not all arms.
His feet are underneath him.
Yeah.
And that's such a problem with a lot of these tackles, is that their feet are kind of everywhere and they can get bull rushed.
Yeah,
they're too late.
You're too late.
They don't have a good
feet
base.
are not as fast as the upper of what's happening. Look.
Yeah.
Like it.
And also he's powerful
and you
too.
Can see the arm length.
You notice that Will Anderson is able to shoot his hand on the inside of Cross, but Cross is just far too big and powerful to let Will Anderson beat him on a bull rush. Again, even against the bigger guys.
That's a big boy. Yeah, that's a bigger guy. I want to see that one. Yeah. Did not look overmatched at all.
No, not overmatched.
I'm telling you, it's better to have a tackle that's 310, 305 that you can put to 315 than it is to have one that's 325 that you need to play at 315.
And Tony, didn't this year alone show us that these numbers they don't mean as much as many NFL talent evaluators say that they do? Just because you're 310 and you might be slightly underweight for an offensive tackle doesn't mean that you're not powerful. Doesn't mean that you're not strong and that you don't have functional strength to be able to play the position. I have been very impressed with the power of Charles Cross, just because he's a mobile, athletic, fleet-of-footed
Yeah,
left
yeah,
tackle.
yeah. He has not
Yeah.
felt like it does not feel like he's only relied on his
Yeah,
athleticism.
he is not being bullied around by
Not at all.
bigger,
Have you even seen
stronger defensive
one
tackles.
clip of him being overmanned? Now, I think
Right.
here is what you've. We're gonna have to put this one on a debate my take. But what you are suggesting here with
Anderson.
the athleticism in a certain degree is like if you're undersized and athletic, you have to play meaner than you should, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you got to play. You have to have something that excels because you're under on these other categories. And if
Yep.
you are overweight, right, you have to actually try to excel in a different category. So what and it's hard for me to articulate, or at least I'm having difficulty articulating what I'm trying to say is that like in a perfect world, you do exactly what your stats say. You're 310, you do this, like you're exactly this and that. But then we wouldn't have to play the games.
Right.
But like if you can find a guy who is 300, not undersized. I think sometimes the NFL tries to go too far where we try to find too much of a tweener. But like this guy is a real tackle size already. Like imagine if he can keep this athleticism and add 10 pounds naturally, not artificially. Not like, oh, we got to beef him
and Tony,
up.
You're kind of echoing some of the sentences I say. A lot of these prospects, they're going to benefit from being in an NFL strength and conditioning program.
How old is this guy? Imagine this.
My man is. It doesn't say on his bio. I believe he's like 20 years old, young. I mean, he's young, but let's look at this set. This is also Will Anderson. Remember that name. That's going to be a top 5 pick in the next few years. Another really good rep against Will Anderson. Does a good job putting his hands on his shoulders, bringing the weight down, and then locking up when Will Anderson comes back up. And again, there's always some degree of holding that you're going to have when you're playing offensive line, but he's trying to keep the quarterback clean. But overall, does a good job against a very athletic pass rusher.
He's 21, bro.
Another stunt picked up.
He's 21.
So, Tony, as we're looking at this film right here, just based off, oh, no. We have to watch this one. This is my man moving out in space. Take a look at 67. All right, this is that stunt. Again, very powerful.
To do that.
Yeah. Now, look at my man move up to the second level. Disengages. Moves out, looking for action.
All right.
And again, I would like to see him. I would like to see him more aggressive on the second level too. Just instead of waiting to see which way the defender's going to go.
Fine of aggression.
I want him to run up to him and get your hands on him and be aggressive with him and be physical. That's something he could probably work on moving down the field. But look, another good play.
Yeah,
Tony.
again, he looks for that second. I tell you that we've already seen that, and I don't watch film. I don't do this. I'm not a scout, bro, but I can see that. The second block is important for him.
And he was a little bit late.
That's smart. That's recognition. That's recognition.
Yes.
In fact, that is what the Carolina Panthers struggled so much with their offensive linemen this year. But it was just this. It wasn't that you missed your first assignment. It was the second. So actually, they missed all of their assignments.
So
what am I talking about?
He's able to get him to the inside, but then he sees 31, and technically he's a little bit late to pick up 31, but he's still able to get his hands on the rusher and push him around the quarterback, even
that's better
at the very last second. That's
enough.
Impressive stuff.
That's enough. That is enough. That's exactly what you need. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the screen pass game of the NFL. Yes. Like it's like you're supposed to let them in to that degree. Getting them deep like that is fine.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Tony. After the limited amount that you've seen from Charles Cross and the limited amount that you've seen from Ekamakwanu, who does your eye put a little bit higher based on this short sample size that we've seen here.
I would rank this guy ahead, and
Yeah.
only for one reason only, is because we're trying to find
Oh,
pass
bad interception.
rushing or pass defending, whatever, like tackles, like the
Right.
pure. Like it's easier for me to make this guy a road grader than it is for me to make a road grader smooth.
Yes, that is very
And
well said.
and I think the other guy could do it. So you know what? It's like at this point, I got a hard on for both of these dudes. But I would just say that this one is like we're kind of seeing what we need a left tackle to be so much more in this film. In the last film, I saw a guy that I know is going to always make my team. This guy's always going to make my team too, probably. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Oh yeah.
we're looking for a specific position. The other guy, I think, can play all of them.
Yeah, I think he could play all of them, and that's another thing. I think Ekwonu, like Carolina Pride alludes to, you can put Ekwonu at guard, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
dominate.
you're like that
Yeah.
dude is that dude has guard written all over him, but he does have that athleticism to be able to play left tackle, and he did well playing left tackle. This guy, he is, in my opinion, a pure left tackle. I think it would be a disservice to put him on the inside. Not that he couldn't do it.
He probably wouldn't be as good
But
either.
and one of the
Like
things that
his
you mentioned this
traits
entire
translated different ways.
yeah, one of the things that you mentioned this entire show, his athleticism jumps off the film. You see how well this man is able to move. You have to covet that at that left tackle position, and that's what Charles Cross does very well. And I agree with you right now. And again, I'm not done. I reserve the right to change my opinion. But Charles Cross, I would have him ranked a little bit above Ikema Kwonu right now. Just because you hit the nail on the head, too. I think whatever tools Cross doesn't have in his arsenal, I think there is probably going to be an easier time for him to pick up those traits that he's missing. And again, it's not that Kwonu can't, but that athletic profile tells you that he'll be able to do some stuff like that. So again, powerful anchor, keeps him clean. He tries to shed the left tackle. Little bit of a hold. Yeah, there was a flag there. That was a flag on him. But you see he has functional play strength. And this guy never gets bull rushed and just beaten. I mean, he doesn't.
I mean, I'm happy with it. I haven't seen him playing soft yet.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him play a lot of run game, but that's fine. I haven't seen him get bullied.
Right. We'll look at 2 more plays from Alabama, and then we'll go to our last bit of film, which is Ikema Kwanu's team, North Carolina State. Powerful. And number 47, that's a big dude, too.
He got them long arms. He knows he's going to get a hold of every play if you don't watch out. You got them long arms, you're more prone to hold.
Yeah, and that's another thing is film at times can be a little bit grabby. It's not terrible, but he's a little more grabby, I would say, than Ikwonu was. But by the way, we're going to end on this rep for Alabama. So gets to the outside, maintains the anchor, pushes away. Nope, it's this next play. My bad. Keeps him clean the entire time. Tries to get inside, pushes him away. I mean, literally kept him clean the entire time. And again, we're talking about Alabama here. So Charles Cross is the type of prospect that you can build your pass protection around for years to come. He's the type of left tackle the Panthers have not had in a very long time. So last bit of film. This is against North Carolina State. Second game of the year. Let's take a look.
2 backs
right here at the bottom. Turn off this volume. So he does a good job of knowing where the play is going. It's a run play. They're trying to get the running back to the outside. Oh, that was just a bad play by the O-line in general. But he did a good job of picking up some of the excess. They've got a blitzer coming on the outside, recognizes it well. goes to help the running back on that play. And, you know, people don't give the offensive linemen credit for how smart they are, but so much of the offensive line is playing in tandem and in rhythm with the other guys next to you and being able to change and adapt to new information. And that's something Cross does very well. You see him reacting to oncoming blitzers and pressures coming from different directions. He's not fooled by that kind of stuff.
I think that is one of his top qualities that I would, if I was trying to rank people in their strengths, recognition for him seems a strength. And we've seen multiple times where he's picking up the extra block and doing more. Look, even there, it wasn't done with the guy. Very awareness. It's like an awareness too.
Yeah, he does have a very good awareness, and he knows. You know, it's actually alluded to that a lot of stunts in college football and professional football now, and that's just not something that he's easily fooled by. And again, maybe he can put on some more weight if they're worried about the NFL.
He's 21, bro. He's not done growing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's so much easier for a guy to put on 10 pounds than it is for a guy to lose 10 pounds.
But if you notice, this is
21 years old. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I mean, it's so easy. You want the guy to be, if he was 290, I'd be worried.
Yes.
But once you crest 300, you fine. You fine.
Yeah, I think so too. And again, he has those long, powerful arms. If you're able to lock out, you don't have to be bigger than every defender that you're going up against. You just have to have a good idea of leverage and how to use it. Now, Tim Estes in the chat is asking, where is he projected to go? And the good news for us, he is almost definitely going to be available at our 6th pick. But what a lot of draft nerds like myself are doing is wondering, would Cross be available if you wanted to trade down a little further? If you wanted to move back to pick 11 or 12 or maybe even 15, if he would be available at that spot and be able to pick up some more players in the 2nd and 3rd round, I think that's an early dream scenario for the Carolina Panthers, but much easier said than done.
Seems like a tackle-heavy draft here for me.
There's
it's going to be hard seeing these 3. There's a lot of defensive pass rusher or defensive front offensive linemen. I feel like we're going to be top 10. I don't think this is a skill position draft.
Hey, we need to rewatch this play again. Keep your keep your eyes on left tackle right up here at the top. Good initial punch. Comes off of the block. Gets back on the edge rusher. And not only that, but delivers a pancake, man. Puts this man in the dirt.
This. Very good. We didn't get to see this with the other guy. Not that he can't do it. We just didn't get to see it. We've seen like 100 plays of him doing this at this point.
Functional strength on the inside. The running back even kind of gets in his way a little bit, and he's able to put my man into the dirt on the floor.
Yeah, I like this guy.
That is franchise left tackle stuff.
Like it.
Yeah, I really
You're gonna get
like
Matt Rule fired, Charles Cross.
Hey man, if he's fired or not, I would like to have Charles Cross as a left tackle for the foreseeable future. So here's some run lane creating by Charles Cross. He's aggressive, and you see that he's smart enough, Tony. It's not like he's going to have a problem run blocking. I have no reason.
Well, I feel like run blocking is just man anger thing.
Yeah. And just power, functional play.
I think this picking up the stunts is the awareness, quick twitch kind of muscle of the brain.
Yeah. I mean, they try and clown on
I haven't seen him look soft, though, at all. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. Like, look, you tell me this is our number 6 pick. I'm all right. Happy. Boom.
Oh, so I did a good job of. So, did I convince you yet again on the player that I've shown you today?
Sure. Took care about him? No, not until he wears the black and blue. But
All right.
we need him. If you show me a guy forsaken defensive tackle in this, I'm gonna be upset. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's another. Here's another really
What is
nice
his
play.
weakness? This is a good question. Locks Main asked this. What's his weakness? Right
So,
now, I haven't seen one. How about this? Is for me, and this, I'm not a draft guru. It's just we haven't seen a ton of reps at the running the ball. He's in a very pass heavy offense, at least from these highlights. So we want to see how he reacts to kind of that power run game that is necessary at times. But right now, I haven't seen really one. If I could give you one, I don't know what it is. It's maybe what you want him to be a little bit bigger, 5 pounds heavier.
Well, so and again, I watch more films than just the ones that I'm showing you on stream. I'm also not done watching them, but I think it can be a little bit grabby at times. That's something that he's got
we've seen a little bit of that.
he's got to get a little bit better at. But again, his ability to change his technique mid pass rush. I mean, that's what this guy is very good at. I mean, he's able to. I mean, you might call that a holding, but a bunch of other people would say that's pretty good left tackle technique to be able to flip his hips, get his arm in front of the shoulder, and look. As soon as he turns, he was able to let go, so it wasn't a holding call. My man is strong. I really do love the functional play strength that he demonstrates. And that's also what causes me to believe that once you do ask him to get into a 3-point stance and one hand in the dirt and just moving off the football, I have no doubt that he'll be able to do that, even if Kevin Kwanu is a better prospect at that right now.
Big thanks to 89J Stubbs, angel investor of all Panthers podcasts. We appreciate your support. Folks, you can support the show by smashing the thumbs up button. You can see the ways to support this monetarily because when we do these film rooms, you can't do run ads, and not that we make any money off of that anyway. But somebody else was saying he's a little light in the ass, maybe, right? So easier to get bigger than it is to get smaller is what I would argue at 21 years old. And 89J Stubbs, angel investor, says we are mocked to get him a lot.
Yeah, so we are, and there's a reason for it. In my opinion, he's probably the best.
Exactly.
He is probably the best pure pass protector in this draft. And I even put him up there with Evan Neal as well, the guy who
I feel like Evan Neal, and I have not looked at him, but just from a couple of things I've seen, like a couple of clips on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he is a guy that people like. He might end up being a guard. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, he looks bigger. He looks heavy set. This guy looks athletic, if I was going to say. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No. You're not wrong. Well, and see, this is the thing. I don't look at numbers as these arbitrary, bits of truth that everyone has to adhere to. So there is no problem with the man's anchor. I mean, but we've been showing you the film, and this play is indicative of that enough. Look at my man's power. This is a big defensive end. Okay, this is a power defensive end. Look what my man's able to do. Get his hands on him and then puts him in the dirt. Another pancake block, man. This guy is aggressive. This man is powerful. His foot placement is it's very sound from a technical standpoint. That's why you don't see a lot of guys beat him with pure power or bull rush or an inside move.
What do they say? Be where your feet are. He does look like that a lot, don't they?
Yes, for sure. Be where your feet are. I don't know what the
saying is, but like we haven't seen him look wild. That's the one thing I see with some guys is they look wild, like they look like clumsy and this and that. He hasn't looked out of sorts. So, man, there's a reason for these highlights, but I like him. I'm all right, and he's my number one so far.
Yeah, Tony, I'm really I really enjoy Charles Cross as a player. And look, man, it's like every time you watch him on third down, he's keeping the quarterback clean the entire time.
He's what they want Greg Little to be.
Yes, fantastic comp. He's a little bit smaller than Greg, but so much of a better football
They just
player.
wanted him to be that guy.
Yes.
Right.
Knows that the
Right.
players coming inside.
Draft him.
And I think that's one of the things that we've been saying this entire show. His football IQ and awareness is up there. This man does not get fooled by stunts. This man is aware of protections, where the blitzes are coming from. He knows if he has a linebacker in to help chip. I mean, they leave him out there on an island with some of the best pass rushers.
We ain't seen him with no help this whole game.
Yeah, no help,
Or
man.
this whole I haven't seen
himself.
anybody like it's they're just like fine. He's like he got it.
Even against Alabama, who has Alabama talent all up and down their defensive line. So yeah, let's look at two more plays here. Yeah, I mean that anchor. Let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with his 310-pound anchoring ass. That is a powerful man. And again, Mississippi State's offense, they didn't run the ball a ton on like pure power run plays, but you see the physical play strength that he has at the line of scrimmage. Even when they do run the football, no one is ever pushing him off the ball. Very aggressive, very powerful. And I like what we've seen from him, and that is Charles Cross. I figured it was only right that we do Cross and Ikem Ekwonu are the yin to each other's yang. One of them has been asked to pass protect more than run block. The other has been asked to run block more than pass protect. Mississippi State, they're also playing in the SEC. So that means he did have to pass protect against Will Anderson from Alabama, against edge rushers from LSU. He has been up against high-level athletic competition and held his own. So C3 Panther Nation, Charles Cross has my seal of approval. I would love to have this player in the first round. Even if it's at pick 6, don't think too much about it. Worth the pick to get a franchise left tackle. And it would be even better if we were able to trade down a little bit and still be able to pick up him and potentially another player in the second round.
I want to plug the website, carolinacatchronicles.com. Tony's been getting back on the keyboard, pounding them keys a little, trying to give you guys some insight in the written form. Got some articles up on Ben McAdoo's offense, his offensive statistics, his damn statistics, and the horrifying stats. Got 3 defensive free agents that I think we need to sign. So go check out the written work at carolinacatchronicles.com. Support the show by smashing the thumbs up button. We're here on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. You can call into the show at 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. My man Cody Lashley breaking these picks down.
Yes,
I know you do some work over there at the Draft Tech too. Tell them how they can get after you.
Yeah, you can find all my work on drafttech.com, where I write first and second round picks. We don't have a second round pick this year, but if we had it, I'd write for it for the Carolina Panthers. I'm the Panthers analyst over there. Continue to check that out. I've been doing work over there for 3 years now, doing a lot of good stuff over there. And you know what, Tony? I'm going to give a quick shout out to some of the people that have joined us in the chat today, man. A bit of an end of stream roll call. 89 J Stubbs, Fletcher Bigham, John Colashaw, Marcus Gibbs, Kevin Boshoven, what's up, bro? Mr. Boombastic, Kenneth Panther Pickle, Riley Lee, Romes, T. Thompson, Tim Estes. Man, we had the whole crew up in the building today for this film room session. Guys, you tell us what you think about Charles Cross. And hey, let me know on Twitter at Cody Lack. Tell me who you want to see on the next edition of the C3 Film Room. Right now, I'll do a player a week, but as we build up to the combine and the draft, I'm going to try and kick out 2 player profiles every single
Let's
week.
do it. Call me up.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'll keep talking with you all night.
For
Cody, actually,
sure.
we were up here debating. So you get in those comments, folks, and you tell us who you want us to look at the film. Cody's going to have to convince me I should care. But I can convince you guys that I want to debate my take tonight. We just recorded it. We're going to put it out tomorrow. Some of the topics that we talked about, Cody, were help me out. We argued about some free agents that needed to be re-signed.
We had some deciding between free agents. There was a deal for Russell Wilson to be traded to the Panthers.
Where should Tom Brady go?
Yeah, that we discussed. Where should Tom Brady go? Might Ben McAdoo be able to help the Carolina Panthers with their evaluation woes because of how he's been able to rank quarterbacks in the past? Yeah, man, check out Debate My Take. That's going to be a fun one. By the way, Mr. Boombastic, the website is drafttech.com. I'm the analyst for the Carolina Panthers on that website. Do a lot of work over there, so make sure you check that out. And yeah, make sure you hit the notification bell because this channel is not done with our draft content. And tomorrow at 7 p.m., I want you all to join us for the Friday free-for-all, where you can come and be a part of the show and let your opinion and your voice be heard on the Carolina Panthers. And we're doing another mock draft tomorrow on the show. So as you learn about the players on this channel, come and be a part of our Friday free-for-all war room, where you can have a say-so in who the Carolina Panthers draft. We're going to keep track every Friday and see how we draft compared to the actual Carolina Panthers. It's a hoot and holler and a good time. Come and join us tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Take us out of here, homie.
Until next time, Panther Nation, keep pounding.